Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching today. Today is Tuesday, March 19th, and officially spring today. Spring. It's a little chilly out there, but it's spring. But today's topic, and I'm going live, hope we connect with more agents here. And the topic, buyers agents, how to make more money than you've ever have before on your buyers, and how and what's going to happen sometimes with sellers and sometime in the future, how sellers were going to be paying more commission than they normally have in the past. So disclaimer, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not an attorney. I'm just 30 years of being in the real estate industry, 31 years this year. This June will be 31 years, June 1993, I got my license and been a broker since 1998 and have been managing and coaching and mentoring agents for over 25 years and actively have over 500 agents now that I coach and mentor and help and advise and love to do it every day. And good or bad, I'm loving every day. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's like a puzzle. It's a silver lining person, and I apologize to some of my agents that I'm calling because they're calling me and they're very nervous about things like, oh my God, Tony, and you sound like this is great news. It is it to me. And this is where I want to explain to buyers agents is this. First, buyers agents, why I feel there's great opportunity here for you to make more money. My opinion of what's happened is the sellers for all of these years of being in real estate, at least 30 years, the sellers have been in more control of what they wanted to pay to buyers. The listing agents would go up and the listing agent would have a discussion with the seller, decide how much we think we should offer, whatever percentage that is to buyers agents. Obviously, with the lawsuits and all the things happening, they said that's not fair. You're forcing the sellers to pay. Again, my opinion, my experience, no, we didn't force them to pay. They didn't have to pay. We explained to them why they should pay. But some agents, sorry to say this, a lot of agents, we got lazy. We started saying things like, because that's the way it is. Didn't you always hate when your parents said, why do I have to do that? Because I said so. That's what happened. We didn't explain the reasons. And I'm working on a nice, easy bullet point list to explain to sellers why they should pay buyers agents and what it benefits them. So we got lazy with that. But now with this lawsuit, the sellers, I feel, are hurting themselves by saying, nope, we don't want you to suggest, we don't want to advertise in the MLS. We, as a industry, we're saying we're going to leave it up in the air. So to make sure everybody knows, this does not say a seller doesn't have to pay. This doesn't mean a seller is stopping, can't pay a buyer's agent. This is just saying all we agreed to so far, if this gets approved, that we just are not going to advertise the buyer's agent commission, but the seller still can offer that. But to any seller out there or listing agent that's going to say, hey, we're not offering anything, or this is not what we want to offer, and they're just leaving it up to the buyer's agent to say, hey, bring us an offer, put in your commission of what you want to charge. Now you're giving the control to the buyers and the buyer's agent. Before, again, I felt the seller was saying, hey, buyer's agent, buyer, this is what I'm paying your buyer's agent. And to the buyer's agent, this is all I'm willing to pay you. And as agents, we used to just accept it. We said, okay, that's what you're paying me. No matter if that buyer called you yesterday and you showed him the house once, wrote an offer, done. That's unfortunately, that's the perception of buyer's agents. That's the mess people got us into thinking, the perception of public even the people out there, because they forgot the normal everyday people, the people that used agents, they have short-term memory. They forgot when the last time they bought a house, they worked with their agent for 6, 8 months and wrote 20 offers and that they didn't get accepted. And it was just the agent ran them around, dropped everything, showed them how soon as the property came out of the market, they just said their family, friends, they just said, jumped in the car, showed you the houses. They forgot about all of that. But all of those things that their buyers agents did for them, investing their time in hopes they got paid. Now, my opinion, and what I'm going to be training our agents or suggesting our agents, because our agents are independent contractors. They have leverage, they have leeway with most agents should have leeway with the companies they're with. But I say agents, you can set the tone with your buyer. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I use that term, could be any buyer, not just Mr. and Mrs. Can be, listen, if we see houses and the first 20 houses, the first 3 months, my fee is 2%. If it's over 30 houses and it goes from 3 months to 6 months, it's 3%. And if it's after 6 months from now, and I've shown you over 50 houses and wrote X amount of offers, I want 4%. Because again, I'm 6 months in all of this time. And percentage, I'm saying a percentage. I said I'm not, don't take this. This is just throwing out examples. I'm not saying, don't want anybody to say like you are as a broker out there telling people what to charge. No, it's a free market to that. But I'm throwing out percentage because if you are getting upset, if anybody watching this is getting upset at this percentage, I didn't say how much the house was. I didn't say how much the house was. This could be an $80,000 house. Is 4% for a buyer's agent to show someone $80,000 houses, 4% of $80,000? That's asking them to pay too much. I'm not saying this was $1 million house. So some people get stuck on percentages. They just think, what percentage is too much? So, what am I saying? Do I think sellers are going to some sellers are going to end up paying more than traditional? Yes, it's going to happen because now if you're a good professional buyer's agent, you're going to want compensation for your value and your time, and you're not going to leave it at a flat amount. You're not going to say, hey, if you buy the first house or the 100th house and it's 2 years from now and we wrote 100 offers over 2 years, I'm going to charge you the exact same amount for all my time that I did in the beginning. There's no other industry that does that, right? Ask an attorney that. An attorney, no, they pay per hour, or they work really hard on a case for free, like an attorney, in hopes that they're going to get a third of whatever they win in the case. So the point I'm getting at is that I feel that there's great opportunity here for buyer's agents to make more money than they normally have. Again, my opinion, I'm not an attorney, but this whole thing to me as a broker, they're letting us open the market up. We used to, I used to have agents say, hey, my buyer wants to pay me this or my seller pay me this. And I used to say as a broker, that's a little too high of the norm that's out there. We always, as agents, we were, and especially in a seller's market that houses were selling way over asking price, we were so, I know I keep saying this, my opinion, ethical. I never saw any of my agents take advantage of a seller or a buyer. I never saw an agent say to a buyer, hey, if we're in multiple offers, I'm going to get you this house. I'm going to beat out all these 20 offers and I want you to pay me a bonus because I'm going to get you a house. Never saw one of my buyer's agent go, hey, also my buyer's writing me a check for $5,000 bonus because I won that house for him. Never saw that. Nothing. Hey, I never saw any of my listing agents go, hey, Tony, by the way, this was a $500,000 house. We sold it cash, $600,000, $100,000 over asking price. Oh, by the way, my seller's paying me a $20,000 bonus because I got him $100,000 over asking price. Never saw that when that is legally okay to do. We could have done that. We could do net listings. If you know what a net listing is, this is a seller saying, hey, by the way, this is what I want. If anything over that, I agree to pay you a bonus of X amount. And agents have the incentive to try to find a buyer to pay even more than what the seller wants. In real estate school, they told us about this. And I remember sitting there 31 years ago and they saying, yeah, there's net listings are legal. If they agree to it, they can, but we suggest you don't. We suggest you don't, legally don't, because the seller might get upset thinking that you underestimated the value of their house or this or that. But so buyer's agency is not going away. Now to this is where I think buyer's agency, again, those short-term buyers, those people that are online right now, realtor.com, Zillow, somewhere going, I want that house right now and I want to see it tonight, and click a button and I'm going to see it and I'll put an offer on it if I like it. Those buyers might shift away from buyer agency because they see the house, they want the house, they know what they want, and they call the listing agent, drive by, or find some agent that will just represent them for a day to go see that house. That's what I see happening with those agents that buy leads. They buy leads from realtor.com or Zillow or all that. And then you're going to have those people, and you're going to have to sign a buyer's agreement with them for show them one house and run out of your house. Those people, I tell my agents, my opinion, those are not the people you want. Those are not that you want to cultivate your real estate business and prospecting and referrals and building a database of people that know you and refer you to other people, and you get referred to other people, and you build a strong, loyal buyers that you catch like a normal buyer. Hey, Tony, you've been calling on me for 5 years now. Remember, I talked to you 5 years ago because my cousin Joe suggests that if you ever wanted a great agent, Tony's the guy for you. And now it's 5 years later, and you've been following up with me 3-4 times a year. We're ready to start thinking about buying. Let's go. Let's have a consultation, and either over the phone or a Zoom or in person, of what things I'm going to do, and the list of buyer representation of what I'm going to do for you to start looking for homes and getting you pre-approved and following you through the process and looking at many, many different houses over many, many weeks and presenting offers, and I'm going to be with you from start to finish, no matter how long it takes. And then that will be in that buyer's agreement. And guess what? You will, part of the NAR rule, hopefully this is 100% true, and what they said, this is going to be required to sign a buyer's agreement, and you get to have freedom to know that you have to do it. And they don't say, I don't want to sign a buyer's agreement because I have this other agent over here. No, we're all on the same page. We all got to get this signed or agreed to, or at least presented. Again, this is all working out, and you and the buyer get to pick what you agreed upon, what you're going to get paid by who, either the seller, the buyers, or a combination of both. What I think is going to happen, buyers are going to revolt. Buyers are going to strike. Buyers don't want to pay. So they're going to say, sellers, we're not paying. We're not paying. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. And guess what? The sellers are going to do that too. When they're buying, you're going to have sellers that are going to say, hey, I don't want to pay a buyer's agent, but then flip on you and they go like, oh, okay, great. Let's sign this buyer agreement. I'm going to put your house on for sale without a commission to a buyer's agent. And we're going to go start looking for houses, but you're going to pay me 3.5% out of your pocket. And they're going to go, no, 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 no. They're going to want their cake and eat it too. And hopefully you as an agent are ready for that. You're going to be ready for someone that actually has the nerve to say, I want to sell my house, and not pay a buyer's agent. And I want you to find me a house and be my buyer's agent. And I want the seller to pay you because I don't want to pay you. It's gonna happen. And inside I will laugh as an agent. I go, yep, Tony said that. Tony said this was gonna happen because they want their cake and eat it too. So be ready for that. Have those objection handling skills of what to say. Don't be alarmed that they said it. They're gonna try. They're gonna try. People try. When it comes to money, I don't feel. I always tell my office, like when we have a buyer or seller, I tell my agents, I can't believe they're trying to screw the buyer, the seller's trying to screw the buyer over this, or the buyer's trying to do this. I'm like, it's money. They don't care. They don't care. They want the money. They think it's helps them and their family. They're going to try anything to help themselves. It's just our nature. So just be ready for that and be ready for those kind of conversations. But also to our listings, to our sellers, you have to prepare them for paying more. You might pay more and they're going to get mad at you. Example, if you take a listing and you say, seller, you're only paying X amount to me and leaving it up to the buyer's agent to negotiate, and you might pay them, you might not pay them. Well, let's see the offers. But remember, the buyer's agent is going to come with an offer. They might be asking for something here. Well, and of course the seller's going to say, no way I'm paying that. Like, you haven't seen the offer yet, but it's all open now. We opened up the market because of all the things happening. We've opened up the market. Everything is within range. In my opinion, I go, again, not an attorney, but I think right now our market is turning into open market, which is good. That means that you get to set the tone. There's no norms anymore. There's no, normally we charge this or normally charge that. We got rid of the norms. The industry let it happen. The sellers, these lawsuits wanted it out. They basically just want to make sure, because I talk to agents every day, that we did not agree to a percentage. So when you see a thing, the 6% norm in real estate commission is gone, is completely false. Now it's all open. Might be 8%, might be 10%. Oh, in a buyer's market, I see 8-10% happening all of the time. I totally do. I see max seller credits, all the things. I see sellers painting houses and repairing everything. I see them paying their buyer's agent almost anything that they want. The buyer wants to pay the buyer's agent. And I think it's all up for grabs. I don't see any ceiling. So if a buyer really wants a house and wants to put it in an offer and says, I want you to pay my buyer's agent a crazy amount of commission that would normally never have flown, that's open. It's open. It's open now to do that. So many agents right now, the ones that are thinking this is negative, are thinking about the market the way it's been. These houses, that there's such limited inventory. And so buyers could just see one or two houses with listing agents that might be in an area. But when the inventory comes up and it's more of a buyer's market, they're going to really need buyer's agents to show them all these houses and write up all these offers and try to find the house. And I just said this, imagine this. And I just said this in Mike Ferrante's video. Imagine this. It's everything with what we told you to do with multiple offers with sellers is reverse. So say, we had a seller and there was 20 offers, and all those 20 offers would have to bring highest and best. The offers, the buyers had to bring highest and best. Some of those people were paying, I'll pay for your listing agent fees. I'll pay all of your commission. I'll pay the seller's closing costs. I will pay 50,000 over asking. Those buyers, we're going to get to a market where that flips around. Imagine this. Your buyer goes, listen, and I know this is going to 100% happen in Florida. So anybody watching this from Florida, hopefully you might agree. There's developments that I see. I try to watch just to see what's happening out there. There's developments that have very similar houses. The whole development, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses, all on a canal, all 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, because the builders just went boom, 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 boom. And there's tons of them. Go on realtor.com, hit a couple cities, and you're going to see crazy amount of listings are happening. Imagine this. Buyer says, hey, I can't even see all these houses. Now there's 10 on 2 streets. They're identical. They're almost identical. Same paint, same everything. Buyer's agent, go to all 10 of those and go bring your highest and best by Thursday night at 5. And then those listing agent goes, what do you mean? What bring your highest and best? They go, we have 10 other houses like your listing. My buyer wants highest and best or lowest and best. I want you to bring it to lowest point possible. What's your lowest price? And what are you going to pay for the buyer? Are you going to pay their closing costs? Are you going to remodel the house for them? Are you going to pay me as a buyer's agent? My buyers says that my agent's worth 5%. He or she's been showing me houses for 6 months. My buyer wants you to pay me 5%. The sellers are going to bring highest and best, just like it was in reverse. It's going to happen somewhere. So these are cases, again, back to my saying my opinion, is that that saying, be careful what you wish for. We as agents have been fair. We've been keeping it around a comfortable level. Have we been price fixing? No, we've just been sitting around a comfortable level where we as realtors could barely make a living, because most agents don't make enough money in real estate to make this a full-time living. And I don't know any, especially in Ohio, I don't know any millionaire realtors. I don't even know people that, might even have over $1 million saved up from real estate sale. There is no a big percentage of multi-million dollar realtors in Ohio. So I'll stick with Ohio. So we kept it at a price that agents could stay in business, give the services they need to give to the buyers and sellers. And now you want to get away from that low number. Now you gotta accept this, that there's no ceiling either. When the things turn, you might pay more because you opened up the market. That's my opinion. I don't think that's why I personally like the settlement the way it is. We haven't agreed to a percentage. We didn't say as realtors, number one, realtors, our settlement, we didn't agree to any wrongdoing. We didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing we're agreeing to that we did something wrong. We're just settling, paying the money and agreeing to the terms that of what we both sides agreed to. So hopefully that gives you some idea of where my brain is thinking that this is an opportunity for buyers agents to make more money for their time, not to gouge people. Hopefully you got that, because Tony, don't say Tony says you have to make more money now and charge people more. No, I'm telling you this, be fair with people, but be fair with yourself. If you're going to take more time, more effort, more gas money, miss more family parties and kids' soccer games, get paid more money. It's time. You should get paid more. If that's what you want to take from this, yes. I hate to see it, so many years of being a broker for 25 years. When I had agents sell a house and it was an $80,000 house, and then they got their commission, they split it up, and I go, if you divided it up about all the hours you put in, you'd be less than minimum wage. Like, yeah, Tony, it'd have been less than minimum wage. Now take in all the gas money, not just your time, the gas of driving around. And if you met at coffee shops, the amount of coffee you bought people, or some type of snack or something. And not this is not a 9-to-5 job, not the time you miss quality time after 5 and weekends with family and friends. Was it worth it? That's why agents get out of the business. And again, sorry to get off topic here. I did a video a few weeks ago of why agents get out of this business. It's never been a first about money. It's been about time. They just got to the point where they said, I can't invest this much time for the little amount of money I'm getting, or I can't invest this much time in risk that I'm not going to be making any money. So that right there is what I'm so excited about. I'm hoping will happen come July, is that agents won't have that fear anymore. We have to do that as a community. We have to do that as that. We have to tell the public that we need to be under an agreement, just like the listener. You need to commit to me. Again, you guys decide how long, how much. That's up for you to decide. You're an independent contractor, but at least have the conversation with them, is that I'm going to start investing my time with you. And again, to those buyers that just want to see one house today, tomorrow, that's different. I'm talking about the people, those horror stories of, I've been working with these people for 6 months and wrote offers and this, and now they just changed agents because I happened to be out of town for a weekend with my family, and there was a new house came up and they picked another agent, and now I lost out because I didn't have under a buyer's agreement. I want to stop that. And that helps the agents, which helps the buyers, which helps the sellers, which helps everybody. So that's it. I could go on and on and on for hours. So please feel free to call me, text me. I'm happy to talk with you, go over my thoughts. The whole goal for me is to educate the agents, give them ideas and coach them on how this change in our market could be beneficial for them, beneficial for everybody. I'll give you ideas and my opinions on how we could all as a community make sure we give everybody the best service and at a fair rate, and we're not doing things for free. That's really, please stop doing things for free. Please. What I mean by free is, don't do something for a buyer unless you're under agreement, because then you're just giving them free advice. At least have them under agreement. I'm happy to give you all of this, send you listings, show you what's going on in the market. Let's get under agreement. Same for a seller. You already do that. I'm not going to help you market your property until you sign a listing agreement. Do that for buyers, because so many agents, they just feel so defeated when they do so much stuff for free. Now, if your buyer doesn't buy a house and decides on, yes, that's fine. But so many times I've had buyers buy something else, change agents, all of this, and all of their time is wasted and they get nothing. And it's so sad. And I want us as a community to stop it. Stop it. And it starts with required buyers agreements for buyers. And again, if this video gets out to anybody, I'm not saying how much to charge or how to do, that's up to you. But I feel that anybody, just like in any other type of business or industry, you have a contract. This is what I'm going to do for you. This is how long it is. And we agree that this is how I get paid and the terms of it. That's what we need. And it's going to make everybody's lives a lot better. So, all right, that's it. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Hope to talk to you, many of you, very soon. And I'll have another video tomorrow. Bye-bye.